I started my career in the traditional staffing industry and eventually became vice president of sales at Career Builder. And then 14 years ago started Proactivate, really because I saw a gap in the marketplace for leaders of sales organizations to be able to protect and propel their revenue. What do you believe is the number one inhibitor of your performance? The number one thing that gets in the way of your success? It's you and me getting in the way of our own success, and more specifically, it's our mindset. We have too many thoughts in our mind. Naturally, every day, the National Science Foundation has said we have 60,000 thoughts a day. 60,000 thoughts a day. And what's most astounding is not the quantity of the thoughts, but the quality of the thoughts. 80% of our thoughts are naturally negative. Negative thoughts and feelings are one of the biggest barriers to our productivity in sales or in our profession or our personal life at all. It's truly retraining your mind and engaging in a different way of thinking. Because when it comes to success, the fact that mindset has so much importance is critical. But people with a growth mindset see a problem and talk about a solution. You're stuck in the situation room. Like on CNN, we're going to the situation room. You stay stuck in the problem. But yet people with a growth mindset, they go to the solutions room. And these are people that go to their boss and say, here's a challenge I see, and here are 3 possible solutions I'd like to suggest for this challenge. So let me ask you, which one are you? We find that you really need to input, 3 times the amount of negativity with positivity in your life to really achieve that balance. And it goes further to say that leaders need to give their team members ratios of about 5.6 positive feedback to 1 negative feedback. I can tell you, companies want to hire the people with a growth mindset. And people with a growth mindset do what my mom taught me to do, which is to step outside of my comfort zone and do things afraid, because they know that's what it takes to get to the next level and to grow. At the foundation, it's our dreams and goals, and our mindset's developed by our implanted mindset, our imprinted mindset, and our inspired mindset. That's how it was developed initially. But then we have to engage in a higher level of thinking, which is engaging our inner CEO, the prefrontal cortex of our brains, to really flip the script, so to speak, and engage in more positive self-talk, self-regulation, self-activation, no-limit thinking, higher meaning in life, and to grow to be all that we can be. So when we're developing our goals and our dreams, there are really 3 things we have to think about. And this is the foundation of your mindset. This is living in alignment with your dreams and goals will help you to achieve a much better life and a peak performance mindset. But there are 3 components that we have to consider as we think through this. We have to consider our what, our why, and our how. People with a growth mindset achieve at a completely different level. Sometimes someone will say, the what, I would like to lose 10 pounds. But what's the why behind it? I want to live a healthy life and take care of my body so I can be here to see my children have children. And the bigger the why, the bigger the try, and certainly the better the how. And the how is, how will we make that happen? If I want to lose 10 pounds, what am I going to do to make that happen? And it has to be specific and measurable and timely, and we've got to know if we're doing it or not. So we kind of start getting in this practice of thinking bigger picture, living with intention, on purpose, with purpose. So I'm asking you to shift your way of thinking in that failure is a stepping stone to success, right? It's the way that you learn and grow and develop and get better the next time. And truly, that goes back to breaking through mental barriers. If we have 60,000 thoughts a day and 80% of them are naturally negative, we have to learn to break through those mental barriers. So what you expressed, fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of embarrassment, all of the things we shared that were going through our mind in that moment when I said I'd like a volunteer, we have to break through those mental barriers, and it's truly a choice. The best leaders know their team's why. They're not just leading them in terms of hitting the company's goals, which is quota oftentimes in sales, but it's helping them think about their bigger why they're really there, and they're talking about that. So it's often really important to know the why behind your what, because it'll make you think at a higher level and achieve at a higher level. And then your inspired mindset. This is just your inner magic. This is the mark you want to make on the world, where you want to go in and make an impact, how you want to take things to the next level. This is where you're inspired to make a difference. So these are all things that help you develop your mindset, right? So our final thing for activating peak performance is what I would call the victory pose. And so if you do this, I want everyone to stand up and get into the victory pose. And when you do this, physiologically, it reduces your confidence by 20%. So let's all get in the victory pose and achieve peak performance mindset together. Yes.